Staples, hi Amber, who is the creative consultant of Live Culture Coast that kicked off yesterday. And as Corinne and I were talking on our road trip down, as you know, you do, we were having a conversation about reciprocity and finding barter solutions in this late stage capitalism culture that can be really challenging for those of us that are trying to live sustainable, creative lifestyles. And we have found a really fantastic one that I was like, maybe we should talk about this and tape it so that it can be shared with other folk. And Corinne said, yeah, let's. So here we are.
And this beautiful lady, I gotta say, thank you for helping us. We put together that fundraiser, we hit our goal, and it is in large part due to this lady, which is what got us to this conversation. I was looking for ways to thank the people that helped us, because that is extremely important to us. But we also very much want to exist outside the constraints of capitalism, outside of money. So we were looking at ways that we could pay back and build our community. We have this huge driveway, and my brain was thinking about Moth, and she's going to need various and sundries, especially when it gets to the skinning, when she's building in the stage, which means, can she have license plates on it while it's curing, which means, wait, can she park on the street, which means, where does the Moth go? But I have this driveway that fits 5 cars that I hate, and I'm going to rip out. We're going to get rid of about 2,500 square feet of concrete, but that's a year away. And meanwhile, Conscience,
I am currently parked outside of my house because when I was doing my research, part of why I bought the size bus that I did was because I was told on 2 different occasions with 2 different workers at the Oregon DMV that I would be fine and dandy parking on the street, especially once her title is changed over to being an RV come December. Well, I came home one day to have one of those lovely green stickers on the side of the window, and I was like, what's going on? And my first thought was that it was the license plates, because I had not put on my permanent plates yet, even though I received them in the mail. I still had the temporary one in the back, and I was like, oh, well, I must be past that date accidentally, so I will just change that and it'll be fine. So I put my plates on and I'm taking the temporary one off, and I look at it and I'm like, no, this is still valid. I still have over a week, because it was the beginning of October and my temporary one was good through October 11th. So I'm like, okay.
birthday.
Whose birthday?
My birthday.
Aww, happy belated birthday.
Coast vacation.
Yay!
On the hands.
Careful, Sharath might see this.
That's true.
The other half of Humane Sustainability.
His car.
Carpooling, save on efficiency.
Sorry.
Oh no. I mean, that's like, we're doing this as a road trip conversation as much as, anything else. So I called the number on the sticker and had a fantastic conversation with the inspector, who had placed the sticker on Conscience, or the Traveling Moth, and come to find out that the information I had been given by the DMV was incorrect, and I cannot, in fact, legally park my bus on the side of this road in Portland like I thought I could. And that, I won't lie, sent me into more than a little bit of a tailspin because I had purchased her specifically because I wouldn't have to worry about parking. And the build is and I expected this. The build is going to take longer than I thought it would, which is fine and understandable because there's a lot of capital involved, and I have a lot of capital already raised, and I still have a lot more to raise to bring my dream to fruition in a way that is really done well by professionals that know all of the engineering and math in ways that a DIY project, like a true DIY project, I wouldn't feel as safe in.
It's so weird being in the exact same shoes with two different pieces of thing.
Yeah.
Complete less than a house.
And the amount of like true long-term planning and true long-term visioning that need to happen.
Yeah.
There's so many moving pieces. And so, unbeknownst to Corinne, about 2 weeks ago, give or take, what's the date today? 18? Something. 19. Yeah, it's the 19th today. So, like, a week or so ago, after getting off the phone with the inspector, I'm starting to call around to other people I know, thinking about where can I park the Moth. And the first person to come to mind is the Art Barn, who is another kick-ass artist collective in Portland, because that's where I parked her while I was performing in Europe this summer. And I don't know what Michael's title at the Art Barn would be. Mad Genius?
I like Mad Genius.
Mad Genius. We'll say Mad Genius.
Mad Genius.
And Michael, if you want to change that title, please do. And so I gave him a call, and I was like, so, you know how I said I thought I would be able to park on the streets of Portland, no problem? Yeah, I was wrong. Any chance I can park on your land again? And he was like, well, can't do it where you were, because I was back on a portion of the land that is the old owners had done a small amount of farming back there, so there were a lot of dips in the land, and it was just, straight dirt and grass, and come the lovely rain that you can sort of see through the car windows, we would just sink. So he was like, you can't park where you were this summer, but his brother has a trailer that's parked there right now, and when and if that's sold, I can then park where the trailer is, because it's gravel. And I'm like, that's awesome. And he's like, but none of this is going to be happening before November, because I'm heading off to Palestine with Clowns Without Borders. To which I was like, yes, that's awesome. Have a fantastic time in Palestine. And called the inspector back and was like, okay, so this is what I'm finding out. And the inspector was like, great, I will give you an extension until November 1st. And then Corinne and I start having this road trip.
Because a week ago, I was sitting on my side porch, contemplating all of this concrete that we're going to rip out at some point, but it's going to be about a year away, because capital and all the people who know what they're doing and doing it right. So I got like a year, and I got this big ass goddamn driveway with 5 cars worth parking. And I was looking at it going, I should talk to Kate. I wonder if she needs somewhere to park the bus for a little while. So I went downstairs and I talked to the tenants in my basement to make sure they wouldn't mind, and they don't. So I was sitting on it, waiting for our road trip, and brought it up to Miss Kate, and now we're here.
And I was like, yes, I would in fact love to park in your driveway, and I would love for it to be my compensation for performing at the big fundraiser that raised the remaining capital needed to purchase the Tardis. And part of the reason why it feels energetically like such a perfect barter is because the ease and value are of both, to me, are perfectly in balance. And what I mean by that is, for me, performing at the fundraiser, the piece that I did was super easy. It's an excerpt from Suburban Tribe Unmasked, which I have been performing for years now across the world. And the fundraiser happened, like a week after I got back from Europe?
And by the way, Periscope still hosts the entire fundraiser. If you go over to the Homestead's Facebook page, you can find the link to Periscope and see her performance. Yeah.
I didn't know Periscope kept things going for that long.
It does. That's part of the reason we used them, is it uploads to their server, and until I take it down, it's there for y'all as long as you want.
Sweet. So, part of the reason why it was so easy for me to seamlessly jump in and do the Knights in White Satin excerpt that Sharath did the sound design for, which was why I wanted to do that excerpt to begin with, because it's her husband's sound design, and like saving, building, re-envisioning the TARDIS, like, too perfect. But I was able to do it so easily because I have so many years of performing that show, and it was fresh from performances in the Avignon Off Festival and in England on the Witch and Theatre Boat. So here I was, being able to give something of very high value because of the years of work that I've put into it, the years of experience and practice, and the costuming, like all of those expenses and all of that value has been put in over 8-ish years. I'd have to actually go back to my CV to remember when Suburban Tribe started out as Suburban Tribe before it became Unmasked.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute, that's true. But it was easy. And it had a really high value. And similarly, with me parking Conscience or the Traveling Moth in Corinne's driveway has a huge value for me, because I had not budgeted for parking, and in a worst case scenario, I am renting a spot at like an RV storage facility monthly, which is money then that I have to take away from investing in the build and retrofit of the bus, which, thinking about that, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul a lot. So then, when Corinne brings this up randomly as we're driving down for Live Culture Coast,
Perfect.
It's perfect. It is literally perfect. On like, yeah, it's just perfect.
The joys of community building, of sharing, of supporting each other, and doing so with ease, like you were talking about. You know, the fundraiser was a big thing for us because, you know, down payment on not a cheap property, And as artists, it was hard. And for us, the value was to have our community standing behind us. Our community put forth a little over 30 grand worth of their time, their energy, and their abilities in order for us to raise 60 grand in cash from other people. And now we can continue to pay that forward. We can keep that money rolling without even really needing money in the picture. To me, that's the win. Because give me that Star Trek future, baby.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I feel like there are a lot of people who want to move away from money and don't know how. And so we thought we would take this conversation to just share a little bit of how moneyless solutions manifest in our lives, in part because we look for them and we think about them and we actively want them and invite them into our lives, because maybe you'll have a similar creative solution when you start thinking about the actual value of what it is that you need and want. And while yes, there might be a dollar amount, and there probably is a dollar amount to that, there are also a lot of other ways to think about it.
There really are. And it all boils back down to community. It really does. Like, everybody has that thing that they can share with everybody else. And if you find enough people with enough different things, then you don't need anything anymore, because everybody has supplied everything that everyone needs.
Mm-hmm. And everybody is thinking about not just what I need, but what do I have that I have in excess that...
Like parking.
Yeah, like parking. That, like, what can I do with this in the meantime? Like, part of what I was struck by in hearing you talk about how you came to your initial ask, which started this whole video, was that you were thinking about, well, this is what I have right now. What can I do with it that's actually useful for somebody else, because it's not useful to you anymore? Do you think that's fair?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's a great driveway. I can park 5 cars in basically downtown Portland, no cost, no street parking. Like, that in and of itself is amazing. The unfortunate thing is I don't use it. Yes, we have 2 cars. Yes, that's more than most. But I don't have 5 cars. I have a bunch of wasted concrete that just sucks up heat, that cuts into the urban canopy, that has no value for me. But it does have value for other people. And it's killed me for a long time that we couldn't share that value, especially because street permits are what, $80 now for a year?
I didn't even think about having to look at that, because once I was told I couldn't park on the street, I just stopped my research there, honestly.
And I'm supposed to turn somewhere.
Ooh,
We're in a very cute, tiny little town. In 0.1 miles. That's my turn. That's not a turn. That's a fork in the road.
Oh yeah, because we're getting on 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. Towards Coos Bay!
Oh, we're coming for you, Amber.
Hey! Get ready, Live Culture Coast. Ooh, and...
Oh! We did fall.
I was waiting to see if it would stay with doing the